It's on over here in the upper left. Our Terran player. He made it to the finals of Season 1.
Stay in RainBOw.
And lost to the fruit dealer. He was using the ID Hope Torture back then. If you're an avid GSL watcher, and you should be. If you're not, get your act together. Down here in the bottom right, a competitive Warcraft 3 player.
Check time B.
And he was actually sponsored in War 3, wasn't he?
Yeah,
He
Czech was actually a very top-end Night Elf player, if I recall correctly.
I gotta say, out of all the War 3 Pro gamers, this guy's I think had the most success here in the GSL.
He may have.
I think that's actually correct, yeah.
I think you might be correct there, yeah. And in fact, Czech is one of my favorite Zergs to watch because he definitely has his own style.
Yeah.
And I always feel like, well, not always, but much of the time I feel like it's Czech losing, not his opponent winning. Like, he'll get himself into a nice position, and then one of his weaknesses will come up, such as, sometimes he doesn't balance his drones right. Sometimes, he doesn't tech switch quite right in the late game, something like that. Excuse me. And, he makes for some very interesting games. A very top-level Zerg that comes up with interesting strategies.
Yeah, he's got a lot of talent. I think you're totally right. He does end up making his own mistakes, I guess you could say. He gets stuck. And,
I just thought of it. For Naruto fans out there, Czech is the Rock Lee of StarCraft 2.
Ooh.
His talent is that of hard work.
Ooh, Artosis.
This guy has actually played more games of StarCraft 2 than anyone else in the world.
Artosis is back.
That's right, man. Busting out my obscure anime references. Well, and now like 8 nerds like, Naruto isn't obscure. Everyone watches it. LOL. That's why I don't like it. No, it's a great anime. Be quiet.
Settle down, nerds. Now, I gotta say, by the way, studio's pretty packed, actually.
Yeah, there's
We got quite a bunch of people in here. It's nice now that it's weather's gotten a little bit better here in Seoul.
Jinro and Nod are playing tonight, man.
That's true. Now, Jinro and, not Jinro, RainBOw and Czech both doing pretty standard openers here.
Yeah.
Looking pretty good.
Yeah, RainBOw just getting out that little Reaper guy. Gonna do a little bit of harassment with that little bit of
it's funny the way the Reaper's role has changed throughout the patching of the game, because now the Reaper is much more of an intel unit.
Yeah. And there are rushes you can do with it, such as if your opponent goes hatchery first, then Reapers still work for quite a while. And we've even seen Beyond try to use the speed after getting a factory. Didn't quite work out for him, but, it's the start of trying.
We're going to have a Reaper rush right now.
And this might actually work out pretty well, because his spawning pool is just finished up. Some Zerglings are on the way.
He did get Queen first, so Queen can't really help in a rush like this.
This is actually going to be pretty interesting. I can't wait to see how this goes. And RainBOw. There goes my voice.
Gilberty.
Get too excited.
The Reaper escapes. He's going to be able to hop up easily.
That's going to be pretty annoying to actually take that out. Because that is actually really good position. He's not going to be able to get a lot of surface area on it. There's going to be multiple Reapers in it.
Yes,
there's a fallback bunker. Yep. Yes, so he's in the back for safe. Using a spine crawler is going to be pretty
Is the spine crawler actually in range? I don't believe it is.
I think he needs to move half a hex
Yeah,
up.
I was going to say he needs to be up more.
Like,
he's going for the SCVs. He should hide that SCV inside the bunker.
Yeah. Look at that.
Queen's trying to get the SCV in the back. Unable to do so. Oh, no.
And he actually almost killed that off and then ran away. Kind of interesting.
I think he timed it out wrong.
Now, this is
actually could cost him the whole game.
Czech is definitely falling behind right now. There's no question about that.
Oh, nice. And he's going to repair.
Roaches are out, so this should definitely slow that rush down quite a bit. And now the bunker no longer in range.
I am just watched in utter disbelief as, look at this. Goodbye, bunker. He salvages it. Well, we know who's ahead from that little bout, and it would be Czech. RainBOw. It would not be Czech. I don't know why that worked.
Yeah, no. I mean, he made a lot of Zerglings. He lost a Queen. He stopped drone production. He even went up to Roaches. So in all this time, look at that. They're still alive, Tasteless.
Yeah, all
the
three
Reapers
of them
live on.
All 3 of them moving in now. And I gotta say, nice positioning with the workers. You gotta know when you can attack with your workers and when you can run away. And that was a perfect moment where he could said, no, I can make a wall. The Roach can do the rest of the work. Very nicely done.
Yeah. Now, during all this, Czech now sees, oh, RainBOw has a command center after doing all that damage to me. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs.
Yeah. Poor guy.
Yeah. This is a bad position for Czech to be in now. Will he just try to recover it economically? It looks like that's what he's going to do.
I mean, he's in trouble. And it's not like that commercial for the board game, you know, it's fun getting into trouble. No, it isn't.
No, it's terrible.
What idiot thought that idea up? No, it's not.
Yeah.
You don't want to be in trouble. You can get knocked out of Codex.
Whoever made that game is probably in jail now, Tasis.
Deserve to be.
How fun is that guy who made trouble? Not very fun at all, is it?
He doesn't get internet in jail. He can't hear you.
Maybe it's a minimum security place. He did embezzlement or something.
Yeah. Maybe he's under house arrest. Maybe. So as
What are you talking about? Everyone watches GSL.
Everybody watches GSL. By the way, guys, spread the word about this tournament.
Yeah.
We want everybody watching.
It's important.
Engineering Bay and Armory. Terran teching very steadily. Frankly, Terran's so far ahead, all he has to do is maybe do one good timing attack. Then again,
Yeah,
you know, they're pretty far away.
It is. It is faraway spots.
These maps are still so new.
Czech certainly is taking that third base pretty quickly. And it looks like maybe the RainBOw just wants to play a pretty normal game here. Flying out with that medevac, starting to get his tech lab on his factory so he can get out some siege tanks, get his upgrades going.
Well, he might do one little drop here or there, try to take out some drones, kill a queen. You know, it's funny because queens can attack. They're pretty strong in the early game, but you do not want to lose them.
Yeah.
It's that attacking unit that can actually support your economy. By the way, I think that was an ingenious unit to put in the game.
The queen?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the
makes
most
the game
interesting units.
so interesting.
Yeah. You can even queens can actually even be good in big numbers.
Yep.
It's kind of funny.
It's
Watch
a
them
funky unit.
creep across the map. Now we do
here
have a
comes-
drop coming in.
Now remember, RainBOw was known for his impeccable harassment,
Yeah.
and we're going to see a little bit of that exhibited right now.
Now, Czech did see this coming in. He did have an Overlord in his flight path, and
Nice
so RainBOw has to
decision.
pick up. Yep.
A lesser Terran would have insta-attacked that,
Yep.
lost half his stuff, and then pulled out.
Into the RainBOw, though, he's no lesser Terran.
No, he's not. He's a greater Terran.
Yes, he is.
Spire on the way. Czech doing what Czech does best is getting into a strong position in mid-game. Now the real question is he good enough to keep a strong position in the late game?
Yeah.
We've seen him make a lot of mistakes, whereas Artosa said it's Czech losing the game, not his opponent winning the game.
Well, some good harassment by RainBOw still, finding ways to use these units. Slowing down the gas actually helps out a lot.
Yeah.
Totally worth it. RainBOw has started another command center in his main.
And as you can see, Lings just getting out here trying to control that sounding a watchtower. Actually, it looks like RainBOw almost lost that. He's got to be careful. He actually lost that Hellion to 2 Lings. That actually goes to show you how fragile Hellions actually are if you don't micro them.
It had a little bit of health off it.
Yeah. Oh, did it? I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I actually missed that.
I wish I lived in a world where 2 Lings killed a Hellion Tasis. You describe the world of my dreams.
You woke up and came back to reality. You're like, no. Let me try to fall back asleep.
No, it takes 4
Or then you go back to
Lings.
sleep and you wake up in some weird mutant dream or whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You've gone back to sleep and had the mutant dream. You're like, this is sort of like my dream, but it doesn't make any sense.
So we have some mutas out from Czech. It's time to see what kind of harassment he can do. In fact, he's making 36 Zerglings right now.
He looks like he's going to go for standard mutaling Baneling.
Oh, yeah. And taking his 4th base, too. I love it. Great timing. Really spreading the creep quite a bit. Czech really showing a lot of skill this game so far. And will he just go after this command center? It definitely is going to lure the Marines out.
Now, that's to give him good position to go into the main.
Exactly. And that's what Czech is going to do. There are some well-placed turrets in there, but there's stuff on the fringes to hit. Mulos Balance doing a good job, and here comes the Thor.
Here's the Thor. Now,
Magic
very
box
nice.
in that Thor.
Oh, wow. That was close.
Drops it out just in time and gets the Thor.
I thought it was going to be repaired in time. Very nice.
RainBOw
Check.
taking some damage there, and in fact was trying to trap those mutas. Muta's going to have to fly away now. Another Thor is going to drive them off. But I love how RainBOw left his Marines outside where the Mutas were for when they ran away. That was really forward-thinking. He's like, you know what? I'm not going to just play not to lose. I'm going to play to win.
Yeah. Well said, Artosis. Now, as you can see, we got Czech Prime really gearing up his economy. This could be a pretty long game.
Yeah.
He's got
these
fairly
two are
good creep spread, too.
Insane economies. In fact, let's talk about that for a minute. 83 drones all ready for Czech. And, that's right around the limit that you want with Zerg. I mean, you can go up to 100 drones for a little bit if you're a fruit dealer. Otherwise, you want to keep it between 80 and 90.
Yeah.
For Terran, we already have 64 SCVs. And again, he can bring it up a little bit if he wants. But with mules added in there, it's a pretty comparable economy. So these two have sicko economies, great creep spread throughout the map, great defense so far by RainBOw. Everything seems to be placed really well around his base. And it's just time to see, is RainBOw just going to hit 3 base timing? I think he is. I don't think we're going to see him just take a 4th. I'm sure he'll start it as he moves out, but the main focus should be on attacking Czech and getting some sort of damage in before the Zerg swarm grows too swarmed.
Czech is actually looking pretty scary, man. I mean, if you look on the map, he's basically has control of everything. His creep has entered the center, and guys, remember, this map is like twice the size of our other maps.
Yeah.
That we were using in previous seasons with our new map selection. So that's pretty good. I mean, that's something like saying that he's got the whole map. Good.
Something pretty interesting is happening right now as all this harassment happens and into the RainBOw starts moving across the map. Czech is actually getting Neural Parasite. And now here's the thing, Neural Parasite actually is still quite good. People don't use it very much since it's nerf, but it's still a very good spell. Thing is, I've seen Czech overuse it at times.
Yeah.
There's a time and a place for it. You grab Thors and stuff, sure, but we're going to have to see. Here comes the battle. He has just enough for fungals at this point, not enough for the Neurals yet.
It looks like RainBOw goes around, heading southbound. Czech comes in from behind, realizes, nope, he's actually moving over here. RainBOw very cautious as he edges forward.
By the way, RainBOw at 169, Czech at 199. And here we go. Not a lot of mutas in there. A lot of Banelings coming in. And wow, Czech with so many units.
Oh my god. Whoa. RainBOw's actually in trouble, man.
Well, he did clear out RainBOw's army, but Czech lost a ridiculous amount of Banelings and Infestors there, so a huge amount of gas investment lost for Czech, whereas it was more minerals lost for into the RainBOw.
That was an interesting situation. By the way, all those medevacs picked off. Whoa! I didn't expect that to happen either. Looks like Czech wasn't looking and just flew that in there.
Oops.
More and more Banelings still on the way. RainBOw's still committed to attacking. I don't know if this push is going to be effective either. We'll see.
Yeah.
With Banelings, it's always hard to tell because it just matters on whether or not they hit.
That's quite true. Czech right now, throwing up an Ultra's Cavern. Also, making a ton of Zerglings, a ton of Banelings. His upgrades are looking great. Working on +3 attack, working on +2 Carapace. And if RainBOw keeps moving out with these little armies, man, he is going to get crushed. And here we go. Can Czech get through this one as well?
I think there are too many Banelings.
I think so.
He's going up against the wall.
So too many Banelings.
So too many Banelings.
Wow. So Czech actually just playing a great game, playing a very defensive game on his terms, on his creep. And the thing is, Into the RainBOw should not be sending little groups. He needs huge groups to deal with this style of play from Czech. Now Czech just trying to keep his macro up right now, making a ton of units. He should just work on his creep, work on his macro. That's basically what he has to do here. If he starts trying to get fancy, then something might go wrong.
He's getting an Ultra's Cavern here. That really indicates how far along in this game we are. Even though the entire map isn't covered, this map is just too big for everybody to occupy every base. It's quite clear that, we're at the end game here. Ultralisks are up. This is basically the phase of the game where the tech tree is completed, and it just becomes this big slugfest.
Now, kind of weird, we do see a little bit of drop harassment because there really aren't any mutas out, so it's a good time to resume that. But RainBOw is still moving out with weird little small amounts of units.
Well, the thing is, It's okay that RainBOw lost that big push. Well, it's not actually okay, but you can recover from that.
Yeah.
But the problem is if you make a few more mistakes and throw away a few more chunks of your army, well, I mean, you're just going to let the Zerg have too much of the map.
He's going to have to max out, you know. Czech is going to keep on remaxing. And if RainBOw doesn't have a max, then he's going to keep losing his attacks. The map is big enough where his Zerg can actually, you know, maneuver around, get some Baneling flanks, and hit your army.
And here we go again, RainBOw. You know, master of harassment in previous games. Not the case here.
We do see Czech has found the 4th base of RainBOw.
Smart move there by him to make a planetary there. Sorry, go ahead.
RainBOw right now, only 160 supply to Czech's huge army. And oh man, sieging late. This is going to spell disaster for RainBOw. Czech looking like he is going to be able to win this game. And we see that, well, goodbye, RainBOw's army.
Tell
now
my
officially
wife
dead.
I love her. Now this island is actually going to be almost impossible. Oh, excuse me, that's not an island. I'm such a nub. What's wrong with me? I need to play on this map a little bit more. Sorry, guys, these maps are really new. Anyways,
the Ultras take out the planetary.
I can't believe I just called it an island. I'm so sorry, viewers. Anyways, yeah, I don't see Hope Torture winning this.
No, man.
Czech is a boss nerd right now.
In fact, he's only at about 100 supply, whereas Czech is still maxed out. Czech is just taking more and more bases. He's taking the whole map. And wow, Czech is really, I think this is the best game I've ever seen Czech play for sure.
Czech is a totally new StarCraft player.
He's checked him up against the boards. Man.
I know. He's like, check this out.
He's putting him into checkmate right now.
He'd say, you know, like he hands him a piece of paper. He's like, hey, can you draw an X? And he's like, no. And he makes a check mark.
He wrote him a check, and it was for $0.
It bounced.
That's right, man. It bounces 0. That doesn't work. What?
Yeah, right when I said it. Jimmy, you gotta go easy on the Octos. Okay, hold that thought. All right, this is
a trillion billion Ultras going up to kill him.
Well,
goodbye, RainBOw.
You actually can't stop that. You can't let your opponent get that many Ultralisks. And that's what RainBOw failed to stop Czech from doing. Czech played a very standard, solid approach to Zerg. He said, all right, I'm going to mass up. I'm going to do just like Zerg in the single player. I'm going to get so big, you can't stop me. I can just keep making stuff and overwhelm you. And does anybody care about this drop? No. Nobody cares because, honestly,
I care a little bit.
You care a little bit?
Yeah,
I don't even care a little bit because look at all those Ultralisks. Look at that. How about that, huh? How about them apples?
Yeah. Those are mighty big apples. This isn't the fruit dealer. Those aren't apples. Those are Ultralisks. Those are checklists.
Checklists?
Yeah, something like that.
We got well, guys, expect GG.
Yeah, into the RainBOw, probably holding his head in frustration right now. He's beaten Czech so many times, yet Czech completely outplaying him here today.
GG. Damn.
Wow.
Czech, you boss. He's a boss. He's calling the shots. That game started out with a Reaper Rush with Bunker that actually did so much damage.
Yeah,
I have called a loss. That is a face of disappointment.
RainBOw, I think, was like, okay. I think he took that Tasteless approach. He was like, yeah, that did so much damage. I'm going to hit a strong 3-base timing.
Yeah, because he did the timing push, like I said. Yeah.
Like, but Czech had really droned up like a crazy man. I mean, his economy was great. He had a lot of creep spread. And I liked his unit composition. He didn't actually overmake mutas. He relied more on his creep and on the wideness of the map. You see, on older maps that we've seen a lot of StarCraft 2 on so far, it's harder to actually run around and flank stuff. But when you have the creep all spread around, a much wider map, then Zergling Baneling becomes a little bit more powerful, and you can actually make a lot more of it land coming from multiple directions. So great play by Czech. Totally impressed.
I think that map really suits Czech's style.
Yeah.
You know, Czech likes the 3-base.
Yeah.
Kind of tech in 3 different ways at once. And he can do that because he has 3 bases. And then just, you know, play a solid mid all the way to the end game Zerg play.
Yeah.
And I got to say, for a guy who, you know, when we think of Warcraft 3, we think of micro. Czech plays Zerg like a macro player. That's really impressive.
Yeah, he's been working on that macro for a long time. Again, he's played the most games out of anyone in the world, competitive
And we're going to have a 5-minute break. So what should they do on the break? I can't think of anything.
Well, they can do what I did while I was sick. What you do is you go Quaker instant oatmeal, apples and cinnamon, or raisins and spice. Raisins and spice are the
I
best.
can't eat the cinnamon ones. I'm allergic.
I know you can't. But
allergic to cinnamon.
anyways, you microwave some water for a minute and a half. It's delicious.
We'll be right back. This is the GSL. We'll be right back. This is the GSL.
I was tricked.